All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Bitcoin Billionaire. And in this video, we're going to talk about we could call it a crash at this point. And the question is, well, how low are we going to go? And maybe a lot of you are wondering if we're going to go down to that $30,000 level, or are we going to continue the crash all the way down? That's a good question. Actually, it's actually a possibility, and I will explain to you why in this video. So make sure to watch this entire video. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to make money. And if you like the content, make sure to press like. Okay, so what is going on with Bitcoin, you might be wondering, is that if we look here over the long term, this is a one-day view candles, we can see that we've been supported on this yellow line all along. And now we actually broke down. You can't really see it until we zoom in here. But we broke down below this, and we're getting rejected by that line, by that resistance. What was once support now becomes resistance. So that's why we're struggling here, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to break through that yellow line, and it's just been rejected many, many times. Let's take a closer look to see what I mean. As we zoom in here, we can see the yellow line there. And over again, we've been rejected at that line here, which is now become resistant. We may break through, but I got news for you. And I'm just saying, if we don't break through, then there's a big chance we're going down. Now, I will tell you the different levels of support that you need to know so that you can be trading. Now, I will also tell you that I did buy at this price, and I'll tell you my plan right now. Okay. I don't like that we went lower than that 40, than this support line. You see, there are many support, and I put them all here, right? Support 2. There's support 3. We've always talked about that in the past, that it could go to 40. But I said, well, there's no guarantee it will go to 40. It could potentially be just, we had a support here, right? And I thought, well, it's possible we will support that as well. And we did. But we didn't make it all the way up. We went back down. And now the question is, well, is it going to go back up? And I hope it does, because if it does, here's my plan. But you need a plan A and plan B and plan C here, right? Let me tell you my plan A first. I bought here and it broke down. That's okay. I do expect a bounce, and hopefully bounce and go at least 44,000 before I start exiting some of my trades. Ideally it was 45, but it went kind of low, so I made exit at 44, okay? Now the reason I will exit is because I will buy it again at 40. That's the plan, right? So now I bought it here, but I would prefer to buy it here. It's more safe. Why? Well, there is a risk, right, that it goes down even more. So that's the problem here, right? If it continues to go down, what are we going to do? So let's take a look at that here. What will happen if it continues to go down? The next level of support. So let's actually call that support 4 here. And there will be support 5 as well. Okay, so support 4 is 38,467. Okay, so 38,467 is where the level of support is. Now, it's important to understand that potentially could happen, that we crash and go down and then bounce off that level and go back up to retest near the 42,000. Okay. But it's also very possible that we do go all the way down back to 30, or I have here 29. So let's call that support number 5. Okay, so let's put that down to support number 5. Okay, so all these supports are very important. And I'm not saying we're going to go down there. In fact, I think it's very unlikely. But if there's panic, like if there's a really long red candle, I would not be surprised if we go all the way back there. Now, how do you play this game, right? Well, for sure, guaranteed that 20 in the $30,000 range is definitely going to hold, okay? So we don't need to worry about that. So, but I still want to buy in the 40 to 38,000 after I exit my trades in case it continues to crash, because we will get a bounce again. Let me show you why I'm saying that, because we've already experienced this. We experienced a crash of 50% in the past. Here we go back to this line, right? And this is what happened when we experienced a crash. Let me use this here. So in the past, from the top, right, last time we went to 65, we did had a 53%, 54% crash. right? And immediately what happened is that we went back up all the way to that support line, that blue line at 42,460, exactly where I bought, right? And so I know I can sell it if in this range of 40,000 to 38,000. I know I'll be able to sell it if it does not support. Okay, if it goes down to 20, we'll get the rebound. Then you can sell and it will probably go back and you can buy it at a cheaper price again. Yes, I do play the game like that because there's no guarantee it will go to 30. And then if you don't play the game, if you're not in the game, you can't win. So the way I play the game is that I always prepare for the worst case, but I'm willing to buy here. And sometimes I go all in at the higher level and I will buy it again later, because if it breaks, it will always bounce and go back down. Bounce, go back down. You can see it went back to that level many times, right? Played in that like level. And we'll come back. If that happens, we'll make more videos about that. For now, I don't want you to think too much about it. All I would say right now is that it's a good idea to have a trade at 40,000. Personally, I think that's a good play. So that's why we have the red line here. So that's where I'll be buying. Okay, after I exit my trades that I've already made in the blue line here at 42.7 about that I bought. So it's all good. Don't worry. Don't use leverage. No way. It's too crazy right now. So yeah, I would just not play with like leverage at all. And those are the two levels that are most likely, okay, to go from. So hope that helps. And by the way, I should mention a few other things. So this is the fair value of Bitcoin. If we go all the way, like if you want to understand like what's the fair value of Bitcoin, it's actually right here at about 32,300. Okay, 32,000 is a fair value of what Bitcoin is. But we can see if we go back in the past when we did reach that 30,000, that it did touch it a few times here and here, right? And then it bounced out of that fair value. So it's very possible this happens again. Now, why I don't think it will go back to 29, because the fair value has grown since that time, right? While it was about 30,000 in the past or 29 something, now the fair value is all the way up to 39 something. You can see right on the top here, right? That's about 39,000. And so that's on the high end, and then the actual fair value is 32 here, and the lower end is about 26. And I really don't think we're going to touch that. Anything is possible, but this is not financial advice, but I don't think that's going to happen. So anyway, so that's how I think, right? Like I'm trying to get as close to fair value as possible when there's a correction, right? And you know, Bitcoin is always rising in value. That's why you can expect about 200% a year for Bitcoin, right? So now, if you agree with my assessment, you think this is a good plan, you can buy near these like levels. If it crashed, no problem. Then you will go back up. If you agree with my plan, put a comment so I know that you agree with it or you have a different idea. How low do you think Bitcoin is going to go? Do you think it's going to break the 30,000? Go ahead and put a comment. Okay, let's look at Metagold. As you know, many of you know that I'm involved in the Metagold Rewards project. And so I'm going to do an assessment because many of you want it. And we saw that we were kind of meeting some resistance point here, many places, more than 3 point, obviously. And we recently broke through that. And so that's good. Metagold's on a now changing from a little bit of a downtrend to an uptrend. And many of us do predict that the price is going to be over 10 million soon. Okay, primarily because it's a smaller market cap and we have more control than Bitcoin, which is like a, you know, so much, like over 1 trillion. I don't know what the market cap is right now, probably under 1 trillion since it went down. But anyway, this is only 10 million. So the price is easier to go up than, let's say, Bitcoin. So actually, while everything else is crashing, Metagold is actually going up. So I do predict that it will continue to go up, and we are predicting over 10 billion market cap. So the target for that would be like from where we are right now to the target of 10 million is about 27%. And well, we may experience a little bit of a dip out there, but I do believe it will continue to grow. We do, in fact, predict that it will be 20 million just in the month of January. So yeah, really good graph. And if you compare it with other similar coins like SafeMoon, we're doing much better than them. In fact, let me show you SafeMoon. I have SafeMoon here. Not looking good at all compared to us. So as we say, we're the next SafeMoon, but actually better than SafeMoon because SafeMoon's not doing that good. As you know, it's looked like in a downtrend. And yeah, I wouldn't say that it broke any like resistance. You can see that they have a touching point here. They have a touching point on the here and then there, and then they may probably go reject it again, could go down even further. All right, that's my assessment for you know, the things that I'm involved in. I'm not involved in SafeMoon, but I just wanted you to compare how we are producing and how our chart is looking much healthier than SafeMoon. And but anyway, if Bitcoin rebounds, then we will see. Now let's take a look at Casta as well. Casta has been going down quite a bit. Oops. So yeah, maybe you're wondering, you know, what are my price predictions for Casta? You know, they just launched and their all-time high was $2. So it didn't look very good. Like if we compare, you know, from the all-time high to where we are right now, Casta's not looking all that good, to be honest. I mean, not a lot. But you know, I've seen this many times with launch on BYBIT, where you experience this, you know, this rush in, and from the all-time high is down 65%, right? So that's not good. I think though we probably reach a bottom. I did have orders at 66, and I did recommend to my coaching clients to buy it there as well. So I don't know they bought it, but that would be a good buy. I do believe that from this level, that is probably the bottom. But nobody knows because we don't have enough data for Casta, right? Like it's very, very new. So if we look in a 1 hour, it probably look different. But yeah, I mean, we want to see some higher lows and higher highs here. So if I see breaking that level, then I will start losing confidence a little bit in Casta. But I do believe Casta will eventually break its all-time high. So if that happens, if you would buy it now and sell it at the all-time high, you would be doing pretty good. So yeah, because you'd be doing like 185% about. So that would be pretty good at $2 about. So good trade. I do believe that is probably going to do that, especially as they get going on to some promotion, because aside from the launch, I haven't seen them promote anything yet, and I hope they're not thinking that they're gonna grow without promotion, because I got my own coin and I know it needs a lot of like promotion. So I hope they get their stuff together. But I do know as well that they have a bunch of YouTubers who did the ICO, and I imagine they have a deal with them. So, but when they launch the app, for sure they will go over $2. And as you know, the Moon is behind this. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's gonna pump it every time, I'm sure. So give it some time, because Casta will definitely go back at least to the all-time high before the next dip. So $2 would be a good place to go, or even just hold it to $5 or $7 after the app comes out. That would be my target. So let's see what's going to happen with that. All right, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I do have one more thing to share with you. This is a $1,000 giveaway. Okay, that's right. We're giving over 1,000, and actually we're giving another $500 to the top 5 referrers of people who go in the next 6 days. All right, we're gonna give that, and all you got to do is just look at the website. You get points. We obviously want people to look at the website. Then you join the Telegram group. Share Metagold investment with at least one friend. Retweet, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you've already done. Follow the Facebook page. And then you get points. And based on these points, you will be able to get into the lucky draw. So right now is only 67 entries. So your odds are really, really good. So I would just go and do that if I was you. I will leave a link in the description for those of you who want to do this and have a chance to win $1,000. As you know, in this channel, I've given a lot of money in the past, and I'm good for it, okay? So go ahead and enter this, and I promise you we'll actually do a video when we do choose the winner and then post it as well. All right, guys, that's all we have for today. Live in a beautiful state. Bye for now.